What's up, guys? Bang, bang. Lunch money time on a Monday. While Wall Street's trying to get rich, the rest of us just trying to get our lunch money right. I'm here with the beautiful and intelligent Polina Marinova, also known today as a blue smurf. What are you doing with like the fashion?
I'm running for president.
Are you running for president or do you look like a smurf? I'm going to go with smurf. What's going on with Jerry stock picker, Mr. Jerome Powell?
Do you want to do the noise?
Okay. It's Monday and we printing, baby. We printing.
So Jerome Powell went on 60 Minutes. Did you watch it?
I did. I wrote about it this morning too.
Oh.
What happened?
Watch it and gotta read your news.
What happened?
Well, he said that GDP could shrink more than 30%, but he doesn't see another depression.
Listen, I took away two things from this. So first of all, he recorded this last Wednesday. It aired last night. I thought that Jerome Powell, in some weird way, was able to walk a line of both being rational and absolutely insane all at the same time. And what I mean by that is he was incredibly rational in terms of, hey, the situation's bad. The road to recovery is a really important first step. We have to get on that road before you can worry about how fast it'll happen. And we are basically being held hostage by coronavirus. There's a lot of things the Federal Reserve can do, but there's a lot of things we can't do. And it's just going to have to be reliant on the virus being controlled. All of that was very rational. And I was actually very impressed with the responses he had, where he then took a hard right straight into a wall at 90 miles an hour and hit the irrationality world, is saying things like, yeah, unemployment could peak around 20-25%, or GDP in Q2 could drop 20 or 30%, but we're not going to have a Great Depression-like environment. What he's specifically talking about here is he's basically saying the U.S. economy was really strong, which is a fact, pre-pandemic. So February and before, we were at a record level of unemployment, GDP was rolling, stock market all-time highs. All of these signals were really strong. Then the pandemic happened, but the economic crisis is not happening from within.
Right.
It's an external force. He said it's kind of like a natural disaster caused this, right? So he's like, his point is basically, if we can get the economy started again and get on the road to recovery, we will overcome this and the strength of the economy should come back. The question is how fast that will happen or how long it'll take. I generally think that Jerome Powell is a smart guy. I generally think that Jerome Powell is doing all of the things necessary to solve the short-term problems. Remember, the short-term problems are being addressed with all the money printing, the interest rate manipulation, all the lending facilities, et cetera. It's the long-term problems that are not being addressed or actually being made worse. He specifically said, look, now's not the time to worry about that stuff, right? Did you watch it?
I said no.
No?
No.
What do you think? Do you think he should have done the interview?
Yeah.
Why?
He's got to talk to the people.
And you think...
Show your face. What? I'm kind of disappointed he didn't make the noise, though.
Well, they did ask him. They didn't ask him, what's the money printer noise sound? If they did that, 60 Minutes clip would have gone viral. It would have ripped through the internet.
They said, how exactly do you print money?
Yeah. And he said, well, we do it digitally, which is code for we just edit our bank account, which is very much in contrast to Bitcoin. But yeah, that's a whole nother topic. So Jerry Powell, what rating do you think I give him for his performance last night?
Would you give him?
Yeah, it was definitely a performance. But what do you think?
I think he kind of grew on you a little bit.
I don't think that he grew on me. I've always known he's a smart guy. Like he's worth, $50+ million, and he's the head of he's the chairman of the Federal Reserve. Like he's not an idiot, right? But at the same time, I think he got like a B, a solid B.
Oh,
yeah, which is like not bad.
You're a hard grader, man. Okay.
She only says that because I grade her cooking every night and I never give above 9.0s. 9.0 is the limit.
If I was to grade your cooking, it'd be like...
Nothing above a 3?
A 3 would be generous. Okay. Ryanair,
what are they doing?
They're cutting up to 3,000 jobs. And if you know their CEO, he's a pretty outspoken guy. He slams the idiotic quarantine periods. And he's criticizing the fact that he is not taking any government, what do you call it? Relief. But some of his competitors are, and he's kind of criticizing them.
Yeah, look, I mean, this guy is a savage from the sense of he's like, look, I have a business. It's not going so hot right now. I'm going to take the steps necessary to make sure that I have a business in the future. And I'm going to do all the things that you would expect me as a capitalist to do. I'm going to cut jobs. I'm going to go into the capital markets and either debt or equity, et cetera. I'm not going to take the government stimulus money. My competitors all are taking that money, and they're still obviously still cutting hours, cutting pay, firing people, whatever.
Yeah.
Part of what's so interesting about this, though, is he went right after the quarantine. And I think that he really hit on this narrative that is going to become more popular, which is, hey, previously we didn't have a lot of information or data. We were all very scared of the virus. We went into shelter in place. That was a good decision at the time, given the information we had. We now have much more data. And now these extensions of the quarantine are stupid.
Well, he's saying countries, including the UK, have announced plans to introduce 2-week quarantine periods for inbound flights for certain passengers. He says that's a joke. He's in favor of using masks and temperature checks.
Yeah, basically he's saying, look, we can do this in an intelligent way. It doesn't have to be lock everybody up in shelters, right, in quarantine, or let everybody out and do whatever they want. So there's things like washing your hands, masks, social distancing, whatever. Mm-hmm. What's really interesting to me, I would ask you this question, but you already know the answer. So let's play a game. How many people have died in the county of Los Angeles that is attributed to COVID-19?
But that's in a day.
No. That's total deaths in LA County.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, look it up. You can Google it. That's fine. I believe that it is a very, 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 very low number, like 13. We'll find out. We'll go ahead and get the information.
An additional 51. It's not.
Oh, okay. All right. Fake news. Fake news.
Fake news.
It's still a very, very low number. It's like in the low thousands of people in one of the most populated counties in America. And when people start to see this data, right, and it starts to come out that, hey, look, hospitals have only been 10% on average in terms of their occupancy and things like that. People will say, we can't go back and change the past, but you can open up an economy in a safe and intelligent way and do it quickly, which goes back to Jerome Powell saying that is the path to economic recovery, get the economy back on pace in a safe way. Agreed?
Yep. I feel like we've beaten this horse to death now. Can we move on to a more interesting horse like SoftBank?
If you beat the horse to death, would you have blood on your blue jacket?
No.
That was a really vile
I actually
image.
don't like that
saying
analogy. Okay, SoftBank.
What's up?
SoftBank Vision Fund lost $18 billion in the last year in operating loss. Yeah, for the fiscal year ending on March 31st, with almost $10 billion related to WeWork and Uber. What's interesting is SoftBank is valuing WeWork at $2.9 billion. That's down from $47 billion last year.
How much money has SoftBank put into WeWork?
Oh my God, so much.
$18 billion.
Was it $18 billion?
So literally, if you guys have ever seen it, they just put a wheelbarrow of cash into WeWork and then just lit it on fire. It was 18.5, right? Yeah. You know how I knew that? I read the internet. So you are the queen of SoftBank coverage. When you were at Fortune, you used to write about Masayoshi Son and SoftBank all the time. What is your evaluation of what is going on in SoftBank land?
So Masa is known for taking really big bets. He's like, I'm going to go big or I'm going to go home. He's
done both of those twice. Richest man in the world twice, yes, and also broke twice.
This is one of those situations where they did not see coronavirus coming, as no one did.
True.
But also I wrote an article a long time ago about SoftBank's really colorful and ridiculous PowerPoints that they present during their earnings calls. So now in the latest one, they have this illustration of all these unicorns running, and then there's like the valley of coronavirus, and some of them fall and die, and somehow like one of them emerges as a Pegasus and it's flying. And so he's saying basically like, we invested, what did he say? He said he expects about 15 of the Vision Fund's 88 companies to go bankrupt. Another 15 will be successful and make up for the failures, and those will be the Pegasi.
Do you believe that SoftBank, which had $100 billion fund, do you believe that they will return capital, lose money, or make a profit on the SoftBank Vision Fund? Oh. Call it right now on Vision Fund 1. What do you think the financial performance when we look back, 5 to 7 years? What do you think it is?
I'll say they'll return the capital.
So they'll return what they invested, but they won't make a profit and they won't lose money.
Right.
I actually disagree.
I know you do.
What do you think? I think it's going to happen?
They'll make a profit.
No.
What?
I think that they're going to lose money.
What?
I do not believe that LPs in that fund are going to get their money back.
Wow.
You know why?
Sorry, Saudi Arabia.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because I think that just on WeWork alone, right there is 15% of your funds gone, right? And they're going to have more and more write-downs. And so this idea that the 15 companies, in order for a venture capital fund to work, you have a power law. So I invest in 10 companies, 8 go, let's say 6 go out of business, 3 do okay, and then I've got 1 that's an absolute grand slam. It makes up for the 6 that went out of business and the 3 that are okay. The difference, though, is where they're investing in the capital life cycle of a business, right? So if you invest in WeWork at $47 billion, you really are only expecting like a 2 to 3x, right? Yeah. So the power law gets thrown off. You actually need more successful exits in the portfolio on a percentage basis than just having 1 or 2 that pay for everything else, because you need such a big return. And so I don't think they're going to make money.
What do you think the Pegasus is in the SoftBank portfolio?
So rumor has it that Masayoshi Son bought a bunch of Bitcoin in 2017.
Whoa, this is a hot take.
At near the height, and then lost a bunch of money. Like I've seen reports that he lost like over $100 million. And then he sold it, like classic human psychology. If I was SoftBank right now, the saving grace is what I think they should do is they should take the money and they should buy a bunch of Bitcoin and hold on to it. And that is the only way that they can become profitable.
Wow.
Because it's just the math's off, right? Like it doesn't matter if they invested in good companies at this point or not. The market has moved so drastically that they're caught and they won't be able to make money.
Well, if you want to laugh, go look at their their PowerPoint.
All right, Everlywell.
Okay, so Everlywell, you invested in the company a long
did.
Time ago, right?
3 years ago, I think.
Wow. So Everlywell was one of the first startups to announce that it was working on an at-home COVID-19 diagnostics kit. And now it has been granted proper, what the hell does that mean?
EUA.
Oh, emergency use authorization by the FDA. What does that mean?
Bang, bang. Everlywell, Julia Cheek. I have a podcast coming out with her tomorrow morning. Woo! She is a savage. She's built an amazing business. It's all about at-home diagnostic testing. So instead of going into the doctor's office and getting a test done there, you can simply go on their website. You can order everything from food sensitivity to now COVID-19 at-home testing. They are the first and only company in the United States that has gotten approval to actually let you go on a website, hit a button, and you can have a test sent to your home, and then you can figure out if you have COVID-19 or not.
And this is big because right now there's all sorts of testing challenges. And in order to get tested, you have to leave your home. You have to go exposing yourself to even more COVID-19 risk. This way you can get it at home and figure it out.
What's beautiful about it is this model is going to become more and more popular over time, right? It's like they were ahead of the curve. They had everything in place, and now they're seeing acceleration. The podcast with there's fascinating just around like all the changes in diagnostic testing. Their 2 biggest things is always been transparency around pricing. So like a lot of people go to the doctor's office and they'll be like, hey, I got this test. And in the podcast, she talks about a blood test can cost $11 or over $1,000, depending on your zip code. And you don't know what it is when you get the blood test done. Right. And then you don't know if it's covered or not, like all these crazy things.
I do not understand how the healthcare system works. Like when I go to the doctor and then I'm getting these emails of like, you owe $60, you owe $15. I'm like, for what?
Yeah, well, it's because you're a Smurf. In Smurf world, they got all kinds of different things going on.
Right, stop dancing.
So I'm just hype. We got approval. Well, she got the approval. The business is awesome. I am a very, very proud investor.
Do you know why I really like Julia, aside from the fact that she's a savage?
Why?
So when I met him early on and they had invested in all these companies, she was the only one who really sent like really elaborate investment notes to the VCs, whereas your other founders were like, yep, doing well, see ya, with zero detail.
Yeah, she's awesome. Absolutely fantastic. Speaking of another awesome company, SpaceX, what's going on there?
The next SpaceX launch will be the company's first with people on board. These are the super fit astronauts, remember? They're going.
There's 2 types of flights I like, American Airlines and SpaceX. They're going to put people in space, but they're not going to Mars. They're not going to the moon. They're going to ISS, right?
Yes, and they are flying on SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule.
It looks like it's out of a movie, straight up. Like,
why?
Because they have, I don't know if anyone's seen, if you haven't, Google SpaceX astronaut suits. It literally looks like they're stormtroopers, like coming to invade a country or invade a new world. And they are, I think, one of the first private companies, I don't think ever, but definitely in a very long time, that's going to put humans in space. And so it's pretty cool. Would you go? If you were physically fit, if you had all the training, and you knew that it was a mission where you could come back, like going to the International Space Station?
Oh, if I knew I would come back.
Well, not that it was 100% guaranteed you come back, but you had the probability to come back. So, for example, if you go to Mars, the thought process is whoever we send is not coming back. They're going to die on Mars. But like International Space Station, we go back and forth.
I read this really good book by, what was his name? He was the twin and then did the study. They were both astronauts. I can't say that word.
Astronauts?
I can't say it.
Astronauts?
I cannot say it.
In Smurf world, they don't have any astronauts.
So one of them, I think his name was Mark.
Okay.
And then his brother. But anyway, they talk about all the effects on your body of being in space for a long period of time. It's not that great.
What happened? Do they get like lopsided heads?
Well, like when you come back, it's just.
Are they shorter and blue and they look like Smurfs? All right, so this is pretty cool. Do we know what the date is? When is it going to happen?
May 27th.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Oh, this is happening like super early, super soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right. Hey, May 27th, we'll be here. You can tune into Lunch Money. Maybe we'll do a little live stream of the launch.
Why don't you go on live stream?
I'm on live stream of the humans going to space.
Oh, perfect. I need to find a space outfit for this.
Yeah, it's fine. I can get you an astronaut outfit. It's all over eBay.
Wait, say that word again?
What, astronaut?
Astronaut.
Astronaut?
Oh, I can't
Astronaut. Just say it like this. Astronaut. Damn, I tried to get her. She didn't do it. All right, The Last Dance.
We watched The Last Dance last night.
It was the last dance of The Last Dance. It was the final 2 episodes.
Yeah. I really wish that at the end they had kind of given us an update on Michael Jordan's life or like on Pippen's life. Or I just wanted an update on all the characters.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What did you think after watching all 10 episodes of the championship run Chicago Bulls?
So I think you put it really well. You said Michael Jordan's pettiness knows no bounds.
Yeah, I love that.
He's so petty.
But is that a bad thing?
I mean, no, I guess.
He's got 6 championships. He's the greatest basketball player of all time, and he was petty as fuck.
Imagine being his wife and him and her being like, "Wait, I don't understand why you're mad," and he'll be like, "Oh, I had to make up that argument in my head to motivate myself."
I don't know if he goes that far, but he definitely was using motivation during basketball games.
He was like, "That guy got MVP. I'm coming for you."
So his roommate in college basically gave an interview one time and was like, "Yeah, I used to try to play Michael in board games and chess and stuff, and literally they never finished the game because the second he started losing, he would just throw the board and like the table and stuff." What?
Nothing.
Yeah, she gets super mad. I've been smoking her in chess. The crime scene, we should put up crime tape in our apartment because I have been demolishing her.
That's actually not true. Who is winning backgammon?
Backgammon is a game of luck. It's not actually a game of skill. You literally roll dice. It's a game of luck.
That's absolutely false.
In chess, it's only your mind. I have a better mind. In the chessboard, I move the pieces around. I steal your king. It's game over. You get frustrated and go to sleep.
How many times do I steal your queen?
Never.
All the time.
Never.
Literally in 3 moves.
But see, this is a classic fallacy. You're worried about taking my queen. I have my eyes on the prize. I stay focused, and I steal your king. Game over.
You don't
checkmate.
Steal no king.
Sometimes when I do checkmate, I put down the piece, I jump up, and I do a Michael Jackson spin move.
What was your favorite part of Last Dance?
Michael Jordan's pettiness, of course. He literally, my favorite part is after he beat Larry Bird in the playoffs, he went up to him and he basically said F you to him, which was amazing. And then also he would do little things like Brian Russell of the Utah Jazz came up to him earlier a couple of years before, like 4 or 5 years before. And he started talking junk to Jordan when he was retired, saying, "Man, you quit. Why'd you quit? You knew I could guard you. Why'd you quit?" And so then he came back and he hit 2 game winners on him and literally just reminded him, "Hey, bro, you don't mess with me. You don't mess with Black Jesus."
Oh, yeah, Black Jesus. Last night we had a situation because we were watching it and they had just won something, I think the championship, and they were all on the bus and the bus was pulling away and I freaked out because I thought they forgot a player. There was a player, someone who looked like a player
after they won,
running after the bus, and I was like, let him get on.
After the 1998 championship, one of the final scenes of The Last Dance is the bus pulling away with all the players on it, and the fans are chasing it, and a fan had on a Chicago Bulls jersey, and Polina said, "Wait, why are they leaving a player? Why are they leaving a player?" And I had to explain that sometimes the fans wear jerseys to games, and therefore they look like players, except for they're not 6'5", have a 40-inch vertical, and throw down tomahawk.
It literally looked like that they did not care about this man, which I guess they didn't.
They did it. No, they didn't. Actually, even better, that guy paid to go to the game and then chase the bus.
Can we just reflect on this for a second? Oh, wait, it's on the other side.
Oh, right here. Oh, yeah, I got wings. Look, I haven't had a haircut in so long. I'm growing wings. What up? Ooh.
Okay. We have 8 seconds.
Wait till I have a mullet.
The lunch money winner.
Lunch
Yes.
money time. Lunch money time.
Well,
We should make a
don't
song.
know what
Lunch
his-
money.
I don't know what his actual name is, but Jailborn Inside.
Woo! Jailborn inside. What up? Nah, actually, take it back. His favorite thing. Wait, you picked the winner and you picked a dick joke?
No. Oh wait, yeah. Oh wait, I forgot that's what that was. But I picked him because he submitted a few jokes, but apparently that was his favorite one, and I forgot that.
Guys,
okay.
do you understand how ridiculous it is to live with somebody who is so naive and is so gullible?
I'm not gullible.
And literally is choosing dick jokes as the lunch money winner.
Okay.
This is incredible. This will never be topped, ever.
I just thought that he was very dedicated with the jokes, that he submitted not 1, but 2 or 3. So,
I'm glad that guy's getting $100. I have no comment.
For the record, I still don't like the D joke.
Okay, but just so we know, that's what you picked as the lunch money winner. All right, guys, listen, we appreciate you watching Lunch Money today. While Wall Street's trying to get rich, the rest of us just trying to get our lunch money right. Go leave a comment. Tell us what you think. We'll do our best to answer. Smash the like button. Hit subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
See ya, Smurfs.